So snakes, like externally, you have on the back here, they're like scales, and they're rough. And then underneath, you have something called the cloaca, which is this flap. If you can see, there's like a flap there, and that's basically the exit for everything of the snake. Like it's for reproduction, excretory, it's its excretory exit, and yeah, it's anus as well. Externally.
And then the post-anal tail is right here.
Yeah, underneath you have the post-anal tail, so it's not like an earthworm where it's like the anus is at the end of the tail. It stops before the end of the tail. The mouth is up here, obviously, and you can see it has a tongue, and that's one of its sensory organs. It uses it to smell. With the scales, usually, most of the time, snakes will be darker on top than they are ventrally. So you can see that pretty clear here.
Alright, homeboy's head's right here. And then this is going to be the esophagus. And this is going to be the trachea. So this is what it looks like. It's hard, and you can see the segment striations from the cartilage. Okay, now we're going to go laterally, and you're going to see, so you see this part, it's still wrapped in mesentery, so it's a little hard to see, but this is the heart, and this is going to be the thyroid gland, and then mesentery is overlaying, and then this part is a vessel. Now going distally, this is all gastric contents in here, and that's actually where we found, where'd my fish go? Homeboy, number 2. So keep going, and you can kind of see the stomach got a little perforated, just a little bit, but it's fine. And then, so this is actually all going to be right here, is fat cells, or what's it called?
Fat bodies.
Fat bodies. Adipose tissues. And then the mesentery is still wrapped up the intestines. And then we're going distally, there's still a whole bunch of fat bodies all around. And then this looks to be just videos. So we're dissecting the heart right now, detaching it from the esophagus and trachea. You can still kind of see where the blood is congealed a little bit.
This is an outgoing blood vessel.
You can still see this is a blood vessel right here.
Actually have some.
So you can still see the proximal end of the heart actually has full of blood, so it was probably somewhere this bottom part was actually in contraction when the heart stopped. So it's cool.
Do you want me to actually just cut it out?
Sure, whatever you want.
Yeah, just snip it.
So looking, you can see kind of where it comes in a little bit right here. Fills in, so this is actually a 3-chambered heart, not a 4. So it's going to pump in what I can assume one of these, it might be this one, is the pulmonary branches, and then this one would be like an aorta, or maybe vice versa. I think actually this is going to be the pulmonary because it's on the right hand side. So
It's pretty big too.
yeah. So looking at this model, this model is a 3-chambered heart. It is a turtle, so it's not going to look the same, but so it's still going to work the similar as a human's. We get body blood that is deoxygenated into, this is the right atrium. It's going to be pumped down to here, and it is still a 2-contraction system, 1 contraction, 2. It's going to go into here, and this is 1 ventricle. As you can see, the septum does not actually connect as it does in humans and other mammals. So what it does is the pulmonary branches, it fills at the lung, which in this case is only our right lung for our snake, comes back in and is pushed into this area, goes back in and breaks out into the aortic branches and feeds the rest of the body. As we saw earlier, this is our intracranial blood vessel. Vein or artery, I do not know, but it is what is filling the brain with blood.
So right there, the dark part, that's one of the lungs, and snakes have 2 lungs. This is just one of them. They have a degenerate lung, meaning that it's non-functional because their bodies are so skinny and long that there's no room for 2 lungs to be expanding, so they only have one that functions. And it's right there.
Okay, so from the liver, we have a tube that's connected to the gallbladder. This little sac right here. And then next to the gallbladder, we have the pancreas. And the gallbladder also wraps around the pancreas.
The kidneys, there's 2 of them bilaterally, so, and they seem to be connected. And then as you can see, this is a really good picture for the ovary, is right here. That's this thing that is being stretched really thin. And then we're going to cut it off.
So obviously, since it has ovaries, this snake is female. That's what I was thinking. In case we haven't picked up on that yet.
Oh, and another important feature is right here. This little thing connects the liver to the gallbladder, and this is called the bile duct. So the liver produces the bile salts, which are stored in the gallbladder and released into the small intestine to digest and break down foods. And you can still kind of see that there's still pockets of food in here from being digested, and the stomach still has large, copious amounts of gastric contents.
Yeah, it's that dark stuff. Okay, so they're just removing the small intestine, and we're gonna stretch it out lengthwise.
This mesentery is so strong.
Okay, so here we have a picture of uric acid, which is one of the end breakdown products of dietary protein in snakes. It's removed from the blood by the kidneys and is excreted out the cloaca. And instead of it being liquid like urine, it's actually like little crystals, so it's solid.
So what we have here is the cranium. There's 2 sides, and also extended from the cranium we have a spinal cord which runs through the length of the body. Around the spinal cord we have muscle tissue. The muscle tissue is connected to the skin through the connective tissues, which is the little bands that you can see there. Also, we have a little open space which is underneath the head. And this space allows the snake increased mobility for muscular contractions, and also where it's moving, it's slithering through the grass or whatever it's doing.
Really well. So the Jacobson's organ is going to be number 4, which is right here, and so it's just inside the mouth. And so the brain receives information from the tongue, from the Jacobson's organ, and then from the Hardiniers gland right here as well. And then
On this model, the Jacobson's organ is going to be, it's not like you can't see it, but it would be right about there.
And then these are the fangs. You can't really see, but the entrance to the Jacobson organ is also going to be right about here as well. And this is not the Jacobson's organ. Don't confuse the 2. But this is the trachea, which we really couldn't see on the other parts. This is the esophagus as well.